Yeah, take over. The break's over. Yo, the takeover. The break's over.
Hello everybody, we're back, and obviously there is no video here. That is my fault, sort of. I didn't like the video we did. Let's move on. I am here, obviously, and let's go ahead and introduce my co-host, Suave, the suave one. Do you want to say something? Or, dead silence.
I said hello.
Oh, okay. There's a little bit of a break there. Sorry. All right, and then we have, the sex appeal of the show, El Guapo.
Hola, mis amigos. ¿Cómo está?
And then we also have a very, very, very special guest, adding an extra bit of sex appeal to the show tonight, Spaz Phoenix. How long has it been and you're finally on the show?
We talked about this. I've been watching your show since time immortal, and it's taken me this long. You've been on my channel. Well, 2 out of 3 of you have been on my channel.
It's easier. It's easier for me to be on your channel because I don't have to edit the shit afterwards.
Dude, you see my videos? Does it look like I edit anything?
Anyways, so here's the gist, guys. We, Suave and Guapo and myself actually made a video with green screen, the whole 9 yards. I was not happy with it because we had a studio audience. Yeah, exactly. You just have to believe. You have to take our word for it.
Believe.
We had a studio audience that I was not ready for, and I don't really like doing videos in front of a studio audience because then we tend to talk to the people off camera, they tend to talk to us, it gets derailed, and we already derail ourselves enough as it is.
But I had a beer assistant. It was amazing.
Yeah, and your beer assistant almost hit my equipment, and I was very upset about it.
True story.
Hey, you're the one that hired that beer assistant.
I did not hire that beer assistant. Anyways, let's move on. So let's actually talk about what we talked about in that video. I know it's a little late, but let's talk about Payback. Yay!
Payback, the lackluster show of this month.
Yay, Payback. So
good beginning, good end, and really awkward, shitty middle.
Yeah, pretty much. Payback was also especially botchy. Like, There was a lot of botches at Payback.
Well, Naomi almost killing Brie Bella was a thing.
Yes, and, even Neville was botching. Who usually does very well.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go over here, and just to be safe, I'm going to pull up the card for that. And let's talk about, we missed the pre-show, so we missed the Mega Powers versus the Ascension.
Wasn't nearly as good as it could have been.
Yeah, but when
on the comedy end or on the match end.
But Curtis Axel looked exactly like Hulk Hogan.
Curtis Axel with the mustache, he's committing to the gimmick. Here's my thing that I want to say really quickly. Once they shed the Savage and Hogan gimmicks, I hope just Curtis Axel and just Damien Sandow stay a tag team.
I would be okay with that. But I feel like, I don't know, I want Damien Sandow to do more. He's very limited in what he's been allowed to do, and I feel like, especially since the crowd has been so behind him, that he could just be more. I think he could still do the comedy gimmick with the title on.
Yeah, but I think the way his comedy works, I think it's cool when you put him with somebody to bounce off of. Like, he was good bouncing off The Miz. He was good bouncing off of Cody Rhodes with the Rhodes Scholars. Trying to think of who else he tagged with somebody else. He's good when he's got... He doesn't need the help, that's not what I'm saying, but he's got something that's buffing back at him. Which is why I think he works better in a tag team dynamic. The same thing goes for Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel by himself, I couldn't be paid to give a fuck.
I don't know. I feel like with a good run with the Intercontinental title, Damien Sandow could be really great, as opposed to just funny.
Could Damian Sandow answer the John Cena Open Challenge?
I'd be all right with that.
That was my guess last night. I was like, let Sandow come out.
I mean, he did cash in Money in the Bank on Cena and lose, so
That
he
would
doesn't have a good record with Cena in title match situations, but it could be a thing.
Any extra thoughts about the pre-show? I mean, a lot of us missed it, so we can only vaguely talk about it.
I will say, surprising good bonus match. I know nobody gives a shit about it because there's no reason to care, but Stardust and R-Truth had a surprisingly good match.
I'll have to go back and watch that. Was that in the pre-show as well?
Yeah, because you know how on again, off again on SmackDown and Raw, they just, like, they pair them up every now and then because, like, from a commentary and a simplistic perspective, it's like, oh, look, they're both crazy. Let's let them go be crazy. But they are good workers. Like, Cody Rhodes and Ron Killings are good workers in the ring, and they had... Like I say, it's not going to set the world on fire. Don't get me wrong. I'm not exaggerating it like that. But it's a lot more than you would expect.
I feel like Cody Rhodes needs to drop the Stardust gimmick now. Especially without his brother there. There's no reason for it.
He's back to, like, not being able to pick up a win. Like, Truth beat him. And, I mean, like I say, I like R-Truth, but nobody should be losing to R-Truth.
Any other thoughts, gentlemen?
I missed the match, so I don't have any input.
All right. Well, then let's talk about the parts of the show that we did watch. Let's talk about what I have on here first. Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler.
Good match. These guys are made for each other. Wrecking Ball versus Ragdoll. It's why their dynamic works. The match would not be seen as great as it actually is if it wasn't for Ziggler being busted open at the end, which was pretty fucking brutal. Overall, I thought it was a great match.
I swear he cut his face open on that mohawk.
Did you actually see Raw? Have you seen the pictures of his forehead since him being stitched up? It's like...
We saw the pictures of him being stitched up because he posted it on Twitter. He had, 10 stitches?
Yeah. Oh, no, the pictures of him being stitched are, they're black and white, and they're from a certain point of view and whatnot. But I'm saying, if you see how his forehead looks now... Seeing it actually closed up and sort of healing looks worse than the pictures of him actually being stitched up. My opinion.
It does. It's a little swollen, you can tell. But I love his little comment saying, chicks dig scars. I thought that was great.
He's with Lana. They paired him up with Lana now, right?
He looks like there's a finger on his forehead.
Well, that's weird.
It's swollen.
But he still got Lana, so, that's got to say something.
He still had a match. It was a 2-second match, but... He had a 2-second match against Stardust, and got to make out with Lana, and hit the zigzag on Rusev. That was Raw for Ziggler.
Yep.
El Guapo.
Guapo approves Lana.
I think we all approve
Sheamus just went to Lana.
The whole well, we'll have to talk about that when we get to the John Cena Rusev match. But next, let's talk about Kid Azzaro versus the New Day.
New Day?
When they first started, I did not give a shit about the New Day. Now they're interesting.
They are.
With Xavier Woods screaming, Freebird rules, and wanting to, tag himself in. It's hilarious.
Should have just held up the lagger and started yelling Freebird. Someone would start playing it.
They are the heel tag team that this division needed desperately.
I agree.
But
I said this in my own sort of payback thoughts video over on my channel, but they have an opportunity. I know they're not going to do it, but WWE has a really interesting storytelling opportunity here because they won by basically Xavier Woods did twin magic to win the match.
But they're not twins.
They're wearing the same outfits.
But this is what I'm saying though. Everybody wanted this to be a new Nation of Domination. They wanted to play the race card of the whole a bunch of black guys getting together, whatever. So if they wanted to go at it hey, yeah, we cheated, but if you guys are all ignorant enough to think that we all look the same, you deserved it. They can
of course.
They can use their win to fuel their anger. and their heel tactics, which is a really interesting dynamic. Which, you know, how often can you be pissed off about a win?
Of course, Spaz would be the one to bring up the race issue.
Well, all I'm saying is, I know they're the positive group on WWE right now. I put positives in quotation. But if they want to be like that, and if they want to make a little joke or something, have Bo Dallas try to join them, and then they'd be like, no.
But they never tell him why.
Exactly.
So he becomes their own Hart.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Well, only thing, okay, history lesson for a second, Owen Hart joining the Nation of Domination. Did anybody think Owen Hart, in the time that he was in the Nation of Domination, kind of looked like a safety cone?
Yes. Yes, I did.
I was
Okay,
not
so
around.
You don't know anything about that, Kristen.
I don't.
Okay.
I would not.
You started wrestling in a very bad time.
I know, and I'm still here.
Owen Hart joined a Black Power group.
Oh, no, I know what happened. I wasn't there when it happened.
But his outfit was all black and yellow, and it looked like a caution sign.
Also, on a side note, does anyone else think that Natalya is slowly turning into a Mortal Kombat character?
Yes.
Natalya is slowly but surely finding her inner fucking hotness.
Cesaro looked like Sub-Zero. Kid looked like Johnny Cage walking out of their entrance.
Okay, and somebody on NXT looks like Scorpion, so...
No, Cesario, was Cesario Cesario. Cesaro was Sub-Zero,
Yes.
right? But, I mean, the New Day won, and I'm sure now at Elimination Chamber they're going to have a tag team Elimination Chamber for the first time.
Yeah.
And nobody's quite sure how it is they're going to do this, but...
Oh, no, it was announced on Raw.
Was it announced on Raw? Explain.
Yeah, each pod is going to have a team in it.
Okay, so because there was some speculation amongst our group that it was going to start with one of each member of the team in the ring, and then a pod opens up and one teammate comes in. So at some point, teams could be double teamed by one person by a
If you
team.
play any of the WWE 2K games, they always give you the option of a 3-on-3 tag team Elimination Chamber match, which I'd like to see at some point. Obviously, it wouldn't be for titles. But it's cool. I thought...
So New Day is going to have all three people, or did they ban...
There's been talk that New Day is going to try and squeeze all three members into one pod. But what it's going to be... I don't know what... There's echo. What it's going to be is New Day versus Kid and Cesaro versus the Ascension versus the Matadors versus the Lucha Dragons versus the Primetime Players.
Okay.
I feel like they could have put in a better tag team than Los Matadores.
Yeah, they just reunited the Wyatt family guys, and I don't know why.
I think it would have been way too soon for them to be in anything together.
They could have used the Ascension. They just got to win.
I thought Ascension was going to be in it.
Is Ascension going to be in it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, then it's just lack of tag teams.
I would love to see the meta powers in there, but that's just not happening.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that one.
How about you throw in Enzo Amore and Big Colin Cassidy?
I don't know, because they still haven't
so.
won a tag team title in NXT, but you could bring in an NXT tag team.
I know what we do as the kickoff for this pay-per-view. You want a match that's really, really, really going to put the butts in the seats, right? Lost Matadores versus Blake and Murphy.
Sounds horrible.
Just no.
Okay, I know we're not talking about NXT, but can we at least agree that Blake and Murphy have a severe rapey vibe?
Yes, yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And I don't like my future wife, Alexis Bliss, hanging around with them.
They also have a really bad Major Brothers complex as well.
Oh my god. I forgot the Major Brothers were a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just all pause and remember that the Major Brothers were a thing.
And they were Zack Ryder and Kurt
Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins. I didn't even remember the one.
Dog
a
and
tag team push with Tyler Rex as strippers, and then Tyler Rex quit, and Kurt Hawkins was never heard from again.
Let's take a moment to remember Deuce and Domino.
Oh, I remember Deuce and Domino.
Dog and Danny Basham.
Oh, when they tried to be like freaking S&M guys with the dominatrix. Shut up.
Yes.
All
Take
right.
a moment to remember Joey Mercury before the ladder.
I think.
Should I
okay,
be
if we're
playing
playing
sad
Mercury,
violin music over all this?
Basically.
This is like after Walking Dead when they do In Memoriam. I'm going to say that, like, right now, and people are going to laugh, I don't really give a shit.
Highlanders.
If you take away the authority shtick, the guys in J&J Security could be an amusing tag team. Like Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury.
Except that I don't think they can wrestle full time now. I don't know about
Like, they bump like fucking crazy for
Well,
Ambrose.
that's true.
But again, it's Dean fucking Ambrose.
It is Dean fucking Ambrose.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next match. Ryback versus Wyatt. Was
So
anyone
awkward,
impressed?
Sweet match.
Awkward as fuck match.
It was awkward, but yet the cleanest of the whole night.
It was the less botchy match of the whole night.
Yeah, but Ryback's one of the ones to walk out of there with serious injury.
Yeah, I know.
That's his fault.
Okay, I'm just saying.
How did he get hurt?
Walked out with serious injury.
How did he get hurt?
I don't even know. I think he botched a splash.
No, it was before the splash.
It was Wyatt's bomb off the ringside. His
It was the
senton,
senton.
whatever. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what broke his ribs.
Well, what happened was he reacted too soon to it, put his hands up, and when Wyatt landed, he landed on his hands, which crushed in on his ribs.
Because I remember it was before the splash that he got hurt. Because we were like, man, I think he hurt a rib or something. And then he did that splash, and we were like, oh, yeah, that didn't feel good.
Yeah, that was a broken rib.
I thought he at least cracked it.
When the rumors were going around that this feud was going to happen, I was like, okay, it's going to suck. Whatever story they come up with is dumb. I'm kind of intrigued with what the match is going to look like in the ring. I was very wrong.
I don't know. I feel like maybe Bray Wyatt, maybe in the back of his mind, was like, this feud is going to end tonight if I have to make it end.
Oh my god. Bray Wyatt's looking skinny, eh?
Yeah, I know.
I know, eh?
He's actually gained a lot of muscle.
He's been laying off the maple syrup, eh?
Oh my god. Really?
Yep, he's
You
going
want
to
me
bust
that?
balls.
I'm sorry.
Really?
He's going to bust balls.
Yeah.
You were busting balls before this show started.
Okay, anybody out there in the YWC that knows me knows I would never do that.
It's a lie, because I have a recording of it.
Hey, we're only saying.
That might be the beginning, middle, and end of the video. How's your cat?
Why?
Moving on to the next match.
All
I think
right.
that's just going to be the new thing. Hashtag how's your cat?
Let's talk. Speaking of cats, let's talk about John Cena and Rusev.
Another awkward as fuck match.
I liked the pyro
I'm tired of
thing,
seeing this
though.
match.
Let's just. I want to put this in perspective. For this match, our network feed messed up, and it went from the middle of this match, and it backed up all the way to the tag match.
So
For a
even
good, like,
so,
minute.
even our stream was like, "Yeah, fuck this match. Let's go back to the tag team match."
Look at the problem. Like, both of these guys, I know it's against the law to give John Cena credit, but like both of these guys have been wicked fucking intense going into each match, and then it's like they get to the match, and it's like, oh shit, this is WWE. We can't give a performance that measures up to the intensity that we've been showing.
Well, I mean, do we really need to see John Cena versus Rusev for a third time?
In a row. No.
It wasn't good. It wasn't even a fourth as good as the not match but segment on Raw with John Cena and Kevin Owens.
Okay, but now you're comparing Rusev to Kevin Owens.
That's true.
That is not a comparison.
As apples and battery acid.
That has nothing to do with John Cena. That's a flat out Owens is better than Rusev.
Can we at least give John Cena some credit in this United States Open Challenge? And that...
No, I can't hate on Cena right now. I think what he's been doing has been great. And the amount of NXT talent he's been working with, Rusev's from NXT, Neville is from NXT.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn is from NXT.
Well, and not even just
had a wicked moment handed to him on a silver platter.
Not even just NXT people are doing this too. I mean, you're seeing other people come in and try for the U.S. title. I think one of the first ones was Dean Ambrose, and that was an excellent match.
Dean Ambrose was the first one.
Oh no, he's making it look good. I'm just saying, it looks like specifically he's working with NXT guys now. And for all, like, you still get all these guys, oh, John Cena's just burying everybody and keeping his spot. I'm like, no, man. Just no.
He's putting people over without them going over.
The way they set it up last week on Raw, Neville was about to beat Cena if it wasn't for Rusev's interference.
I know. Neville looked great. It was a great match. He had a great match with Sami Zayn.
Dude, eh? This is because put him up against somebody like John Cena, who's also big, right? But Neville, because I think we said this in the last preview video, but you see him flying around a lot, and you have an image in your head of what a high flyer is. A high flyer is a small guy. You get him to stand still for a second, you see the guy's not as small as you think he is.
Nice. He's big on top.
Yeah, he's got tits. Is what we're saying.
He's a little pocket Hercules.
He is pocket Hercules.
But when he does that delayed belly to back deadlift suplex thing, especially on guys like Cena and Barrett, it looks fucking beast.
He's Neville Oakenshield.
Oh my god.
He does look like Thorin Oakenshield without the beard.
Except a little more alive.
Oh, what? Spoiler alert. For a movie that came out last December.
I was in the States. I saw the next Avengers. I could give you spoilers for that.
We've all already seen it. I saw it opening night.
I'm talking to your gaggle of viewers.
You mean you're talking to yourself in the comment section?
That's what I do.
Who will comment on this video?
There's no comments. There will be no or Spaz will comment to his own questions that he poses in the videos. Oh, goodness.
It's so horrible that I support my friends.
I know, it's horrible. What a terrible person to support. To support shows that you like.
Damn it, I gotta go to Spaz's video right now and comment.
Why, Spaz? Why are you fucking on Twitter right now?
Are you on Twitter right now?
What are you talking about?
Oh, damn
my Matt gives me notifications on Twitter and they pop up in the corner.
How's your cat?
God damn it. Anyways, back to John Cena, and he's doing a great job with the open challenge. The Kevin Owen thing was obviously amazing.
To say about John Cena, everything that he's doing right now, I love everything that he's doing. How he's putting guys over and just making guys look really strong.
When was the last time the United States Championship felt a tenth this important?
I can't remember.
The last time John Cena had it.
So never mind. When he who must not be named had it.
Oh.
Ooh. Wait, no. Eddie had it the last. No?
No.
Yeah, he who not been named had it. That was when it was important.
Yep. And I mean, his match with Rusev was the only part of this match that anybody seemed to care about is at least in our Smart Mark group. I was saying, all right, Lana's going to throw in the white flag, throw in the towel for him, the white towel for him, and everybody's like, if by white towel you mean her dress, then yes, I hope she does that.
That was me, damn it.
Well, that was you, and that was Will, and that was Sean, and
Kristen, anybody but Kristen, go on Twitter right now and just do yourself a favor, follow at WWE Porn. 90% of their postings are about Lana. It's fine.
I'll be right back.
Well, Guapo's gone. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next match until he gets back.
I want to make one thing.
What?
I want to give respect to John because of the fact that he's doing something that made him relevant in the WWE. Because if you remember back, he started off coming out to Kurt Angle's open challenge. So he's giving out the same opportunity that he was given when he started.
I agree with that. That is a good comparison.
One thing I will say about this match, and yes, this makes me a complete mark. I don't care how bad the match is. I will always pop for a pyro spot.
Oh yeah, you did throw him on top of the pyro. We were making fun of, like, right before the pyro thing. John Cena pushes Rusev into this table, and there's this Mac on it. And so we were like, look how resilient that MacBook is. And then he hit him with the MacBook. Yes. Well, when it falls off the table, it falls off open, and nothing happens to it. It doesn't break or anything. And we're like, look, it's such a resilient Mac. And then he uses it to beat him with it.
Fuck Mac.
Hey, this recording is brought to you by Mac right now.
Is that why Skype is blipping a lot?
Huh? Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about the really shitty Diva match.
Let's talk about Naomi and what a fucking clusterfuck she is.
Ooh,
like,
here comes the controversial part of the show.
And no, fuck everybody else right now. I'm not saying this because she's black. Fuck off.
No, he's saying it because she's awful.
She is
and
awful.
And you guys could go.
She botches a match. In this match, she nearly fucking broke Brie Bella's neck. She shrunk Karma's old wrestling gear, put some lights in her shoes, got herself a bodyguard that's more relevant than she is, and now she thinks she's something. That's Naomi. That's why I'm glad Paige came back on Raw and de-fucking-destroyed all of them. I'm done.
Which is funny because I was a supporter of Naomi until recently. I was okay with the heel turn.
Watching at least once or twice a match.
Well, one, she needs a new finisher. Her finisher is awful, but I mean, this match.
I have redubbed it the chocolate flying camel toe of death.
I like that one. Hey, you should coin that.
It's just none of the divas were very good in this match. There was like one cool spot where Tamina like super kicks Brie Bella off the apron that I thought was cool, but other than that,
okay, I will say, Christian, last time we did a collab, you came at me hard about the Bellas. Naomi botched the fuck out of this match. Nikki went on Raw to pull off a picture-perfect suicide dive.
Well, good for her. You know, it's about time. She's only been on TV how many years now? It's about time she learned how to wrestle.
Slow blossoming flowers are still beautiful.
This did nothing for me. And good. Paige is back, but I mean, Paige is, unless she's going to wrestle a cardboard cutout and Mick Foley, she's got to have somebody good to wrestle.
She's got Nikki.
I see, and that's where we differ. I don't believe Nikki's good. I don't believe she's good in any aspect of herself. I don't believe she's a good wrestler. I don't believe she's good on the mic. I don't believe she has a good character. I don't believe she has a good moveset. I find no redeeming qualities of Nikki Bella.
Look what, Nikki had the line of the year last year. I wish you died in the womb.
That was a horrible line. It was dumb, and that was a dumb feud too. Any other notes from the gentleman?
I think that Nikki has improved a lot drastically over the past couple years in the ring. But she has her fumbles during promos, but that's a given. She's drastically improved, and I'd like to see more between just Nikki and Paige. No Brie, no Naomi, no Tamina. I want to see just those two go at it.
And here's the thing: I'm going to kind of piggyback on what Bobby just said. I'm not saying Nikki is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm just saying if you look at her in-ring work from the time that she started till now, you can't say she hasn't improved. That's all I'm saying. I would much rather have Paige. I would much rather have Lita back. I would much rather have AJ back. This is a thing, but the Bellas have improved. Is my only point. But what I want to say about Naomi, yeah. My thing about Naomi now that really doesn't make any sense, yes, I knew they have to bring back Tamina some way, shape, or form. She should be out as a solo act. Anyway, but the Funkadactyls broke up because Cameron went heel, Naomi stayed face. If she's gone now heel, why would she not get back together with her old tag team partner who she already has a story with? Why would they just stick her?
Well,
with
I assume it's because because when they brought her back, she said that's what family's about, and I think Tamina is related to the Usos in some way.
She definitely is, but I'm saying they've already tried to make her relevant through family by putting her with the Usos, and it didn't work. And I'm sorry to say this because I have a lot of respect for Tamina. Like, let me be clear on that. But the Usos are more relevant than Tamina.
Well, I mean, she's been gone for a while.
I understand that, but, like, regardless of why, like, right now in the current day, we are where we are. If putting her with the Usos, who are more relevant, didn't do it for her, I don't know why they think this will. And I don't know why Tamina keeps getting stuck with this bodyguard role. I mean, she did the whole Shawn Michaels Diesel thing with AJ for a while.
Well, let's be honest. She is the Victoria of the current Divas roster.
She should be killing people.
I agree.
She should be, but they haven't. They've stuck her in that bodyguard role. They've stuck her in that Victoria role.
I think it's kind of for her just to kind of get a grasp of getting back in the ring and working again after being gone for so long.
If she wasn't in so much of a manager's role, I would love to see them sort of redo what they were doing a couple years ago with Tamina and Natalya.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
Or I would really like them to do something with Tamina along the lines of what they did with Beth Phoenix. Let her be the powerhouse and just wreck everybody.
Yeah,
I would definitely love that.
And I will say the same thing about the Bellas, too. There's no long-term plan in having a Divas team because there's no Diva Tag Team division.
Well, I've also seen that the Bellas are talking about not renewing their contract with WWE.
Yeah, but I mean, how many talents are just waiting on NXT to come to the main roster?
I mean, I think we're all just waiting for NXT Divas to come to the roster. You know what I would be interested in Divas division seeing? If it doesn't matter who has the title to me, but if we saw a Tamina Snuka and Paige feud, I would be interested in seeing that.
We probably will.
Go on.
You know what I would really like to see, considering what's coming up in 2 weeks, would be a Divas Chamber.
Ooh. That'd be interesting.
I'll put them in a chamber.
It's never going to happen in a million years, but it would be awesome.
Well, because it's too brutal, and they don't put divas in that kind of match
anymore.
Triple H is in charge.
You know what? Here's one of the few times where I'll boost TNA. TNA did it. TNA put their divas in cage matches, and that's why TNA's Divas division is better than WWE's, not including NXT.
Right. I agree. Also, Velvet Sky. Just saying.
Velvet Sky can do anything she wants.
Yes.
Including me.
Any thoughts, Suave?
Do what?
Any thoughts, Suave?
I concur.
Ah, all right.
Everything you said has been on point. And I agree with everything, especially about TNA's knockout division. They're all fantastic.
They were. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of them recently, so I can't say that they are now.
Including NXT.
Yeah. NXT is the best thing.
If any of you guys are actually watching TNA right now, the Dollhouse is the creepiest thing ever, but it works.
I haven't watched TNA since. I've watched the first week or two since they moved to Destination America, but after that I haven't kept up.
I do not have Destination America, so I can't watch it.
I do not have it either. Without seeing the Knockouts division, I would say the TNA Women's division is the best thing outside of Shimmer, which is essentially women's ROH.
I would love to see if I know TNA and two separate companies, and AJ's not even around anymore. Who here would put down actual money? Gail Kim versus AJ Lee.
Done. Take my money.
Guy.
Take my
money.
But no, if you ever get a chance to see some of the TNA stuff, check out Taryn Terrell brought up two newer knockouts and basically has this sort of creepy heel faction called the Dollhouse, and they're just super fucking. It's awesome. Billy Corgan is writing TNA's storylines now.
Yay for Smashing Pumpkins.
Maybe
put that out.
Maybe TNA's worth watching now. Who knows?
Well, they are trapping a rat in a cage.
Let's move on. We've talked way too much about divas. Let's talk about King.
We're giving divas a chance.
We are giving them a chance. I feel like we're giving...
the ones that we don't want.
Exactly.
Like Naomi.
We should start hashtag let's give not these divas a chance.
I said that Sunday.
I
We
know
want to
you
give
did, and
divas
I
a
took
chance,
it.
But not these divas. Hashtag not these
No,
divas.
here we go. Give deserving divas a chance.
Hashtag give Charlotte a chance.
On my dick. Anyways.
Oh, dude, that chick is an Amazon. She would rip your dick off.
Death by
I
Shooter
might be okay with that.
Death by Snoop. Yes.
That chick is scary.
That's how I want to go.
Like Charlotte ripping your dick off.
Hey, Death by Snoo Snoo, I'll take it.
She finished.
Death by snooze.
She
Hey, she could put me in a figure 4 lock if you know what I mean.
Figure 4 face lock.
she gets hers, and then she goes, "I'm going to save this for later," and then just rips your dick off.
Worth
You
it.
can put the purple cross face.
Kristen cut me off right there. I have to say it one more time. Figure 4 face lock.
I'm down for the crippler crotch face.
That's funny because that's what Alex called that Black Widow submission that AJ used to use.
Okay, you want to talk about cool women's submission moves? Obviously, the PTO is pretty fucking impressive.
Mm-hmm.
The bank state.
Freaking Alexa, I know we're not talking about NXT, but NXT's Alexis Bliss's like somewhat Canadian destroyer. Or, I'm not sure what the hell it is, but
Is it
like,
Canadian-ish
some rope
destroyer?
powerbomb thing.
Canadian-ish destroyer.
It's a Canadian-ish destroyer. I guess she can call it the Ohio destroyer or Colombian destroyer since she's from Ohio.
Well, if she ever
Ohio.
met me, I could be Canadian and destroy her.
No.
All right, no, we're just moving on. No. Moving on. King Barrett versus Neville.
Sparkle.
King Barrett versus Neville.
Those are full of botches, but it was good.
What's that?
It was full of botches.
King Barrett versus Adrian Neville, or just Neville. Neville Oakenshield. A bit botchy, but still damn good.
Do we want to touch on King of the Ring at all?
I mean, we can.
Neville should be king.
For anybody that's listening that doesn't know who I am, go over to my channel. I've actually got a fan interaction video going on this right now.
Don't worry, we'll let you whore yourself out.
No, I'm actually referring to a specific thing here. No, one of the fan interaction things I have going on right now. So I am the resident media whore because OKFabe isn't here. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, you are, because you're the only one that uses social media in this group.
That's not true.
Bravo
Bravo uses
does.
social media.
Not nearly as much as you do.
Well,
I tweet along with
that's because I
Spaz
have
on Monday
bullshit
night.
slung at me that I have to deal with.
Me and Suave don't even acknowledge Twitter exists.
You've already acknowledged Twitter exists in this video.
Boom. That just happened.
Damn it. Suave doesn't acknowledge Twitter.
Point, set, and match.
I'm dead on social media.
Except for
So everybody, you can find Suave at I'm Dead.
For some reason, I thought Suave was going to say, "I'm dead inside."
Well, now I am.
Now I am. Shit. Suave, what are your thoughts on King Barrett versus Neville?
it's a thing.
I'm dead inside.
How awesome is Zep?
It was botchy, but good.
Botchy,
You know,
but good.
I think he sold the knee injury really well. It looked real. I could tell there's probably just a little bruise, but nothing too much to it.
Neville has been like whatever leg injury he got in that match ever since, because he sold it right through Raw.
Yeah.
It's kind of going off.
Better at selling it than Daniel Bryan ever was.
Ooh.
Because Daniel Bryan is John Cena with a beard.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and sidestep that pothole.
But
That's
wait,
wrong.
both of them have Bella twins. What are you trying to say?
Nothing. I'm not trying to say anything. You know what I want to say? I want to ask you guys, because I was talking to our buddy Sean about this. And, I was
Sean
talking...
doesn't have anything relevant to say.
Yes, he does, okay? Let me finish my fucking statement. Him and I were talking about the fact that when you bring these indie guys up, they don't seem to last very long in WWE. They only seem to last about 2 or 3 years before they are hurt to the point that they can't do anything, where they have to leave.
Except for Seth Rollins just went to WrestleMania and walked out with the WWE Championship.
Yeah, but I know, but he even with the Shield hasn't been around all that long. And it's all these indie guys that tend to go, like, way over the top, like Neville, and like Daniel Bryan used to, and like Seth Rollins does, and like Dean Ambrose does, and it seems like they're shortening their careers.
Can't they all learn from Rey Mysterio's mistakes?
It wasn't his fault.
It wasn't my fault.
But, I mean, I would think that in some small part the IWC is a little bit responsible for this, because this is the stuff we bitch about that we want on Raw. And if you do this 4 or 5 times a week, like sometimes these guys have to wrestle that many times a week, depending on what shows they're on, they can't do that for you. You can't have an ROH show 4 or 5 times a week. No. All your wrestlers would be dead.
It is physically impossible.
They wrestle 2, maybe 3 times a month, probably max 2 times a month, doing all the crazy shit they do on ROH. And all of the little robots, the ROH bots, want that shit on Raw. It's impossible. You would have a bunch of dead wrestlers in 2 years. A bunch of wrestlers whose knees will snap.
And here's the thing I will say. This is the thing about ROH. This is the thing about like the NXT fans that treat NXT like a separate company from WWE. My problem with all of them is if they had their way, there would be no big guys. Like, they've got this image of what a wrestler is, like a John Cena, Randy Orton, whatever, and they're so against that now that anybody that fits that wrestler image is suddenly bad. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to take the heavyweight out of WWE Heavyweight Championship, because in 5 years it won't apply.
Well, just expanding on that point, too, we, as the internet wrestling community, are doing the same thing Vince does. Vince sees those big guys as wrestlers. This is Vince's image of a wrestler. We are doing the exact same shit, but not to the same people, obviously.
Oh, yeah, we're doing it the opposite way. It's like, last time we did a video, I think it was either Heel Steven or it might have been Guapo that said basically Daniel Bryan is the YWC's John Cena.
Yes.
It's like, this is our image of what's perfect. It has to win all the time. It doesn't care if it's broken. It doesn't care if it's bleeding. It doesn't care if it's unconscious. Give it a belt. Give it a belt. That's basically what they accused Vince McMahon of doing with John Cena. But, like, how is it any better the other way around?
Well, because Daniel Bryan can wrestle. I mean, that doesn't negate your argument. That doesn't negate your argument, but, I mean, because Daniel Bryan was shoved down our throat for a while. But, I mean, I liked Daniel Bryan.
Oh, and this is the thing, like, on either side of the fence, like the John Cenas and the Randy Ortons, or the CM Punks and the Daniel Bryans, I'm not saying either is good or bad. I'm just saying, you know, the company has their team, YWC has their team. YWC is doing the same thing to WWE that they accuse WWE of doing to them. Neither one is better than the other. And you need both.
You do need both.
People can hate John Cena, but they sure cheer when one of their guys beats John Cena. So Cena's still important to them.
You got the point.
This all stemmed from King Barrett versus Neville.
And you can hear all these points on the Spaz Phoenix channel.
At Spaz Phoenix. Instagram now. Spaz Phoenix. Facebook used to be Spaz Phoenix, but now Facebook is a cunt. So, Kristen, you couldn't find me.
I could find you because I have you on Facebook. I just had to.
Also, his link was in every single video of his in his description bar. Just saying.
Oh yeah, it's still Facebook/SpazPhoenix, but it doesn't let me list myself. Anyways,
Spaz
is going to get a drink because I'm professional.
All right, final thing: Fatal 4-Way WWE title. Best thing that happened on the card?
It was probably the best thing that happened on the card whenever they did the Shield reuniting thing.
I thought that was really awesome the way they did it, and the way how they looked at Seth and like, bitch, please.
They did look at him like that. They gave him this look like, oh yeah, that's right, we hate you.
Oh, when they fake bringing the Shield back together?
It was an awesome little spot. I mean, they had them do the triple. I mean, I feel like Suave called this like way before the match even happened, because he posted something on the Smart Mark page of them doing the triple power bomb to Randy Orton.
I really have to say that what I like, and okay, granted, Kane was. If you want to say that Kane got too involved, then fine, whatever. I will say what I found more impressive was the double powerbomb to Kane by only friggin' Reigns and Ambrose.
That took a minute.
Yeah.
Kane was down when Rollins was down, when Orton was down, and you've got Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, who have such wicked chemistry with each other, and they just kind of look at each other, and it's like, well, guess there's only one thing to do. Loser buys the beer. And then they get in the ring and they just start going. Like a good comedy moment like that, even in a serious match, makes it better.
I enjoyed that. Our whole group was sitting there yelling, "Why are you picking up Kane? Pick up Seth Rollins again. He's lighter, man." Steph trying to lug Kane up in the air to do that double power bomb. Pick up the smaller dude.
Okay. We all know that the YWC likes to complain. Yes, we've already addressed this.
Yes.
To the people
Wait,
that were
why don't you complain?
Yeah, you didn't hear?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get the memo?
Just go watch Wrestling Paradise. Anyways,
Boston. Okay.
to the people out there that are saying, "Oh my God, we've waited so long for the Shield triple threat. Why did Orton have to come along and ruin it?" I call bullshit. I don't know about you guys.
I thought the match was great. I mean, I didn't think having Orton in it made it worse. I wasn't one that was like, oh, Orton shouldn't be in it. He already had an existing feud with Seth Rollins going on, so it made sense that he was in it. The other two already had an existing feud with Seth Rollins. That made sense.
I mean, the Shield story goes way back. So the one, as far as immediate stories, the one that was least tied to the feud or had least reason to be there was Dean Ambrose. Him being thrown in there was kind of a Hail Mary at the end.
Yeah.
Because it was advertised as just a triple threat for a long time.
I really think that was really to appease the IWC because he was the only one from the Shield that was left out. And they go, okay, well, we'll just throw him in there just to appease you guys.
And it made it good. It was a good call. It wasn't just appeasing us. It was a good call. Because he added a different element.
It was a good call from WWE's perspective. You have to think that in their board meeting or whatever, yeah, this is a good call. This will make the match better. But hey, this is also going to score us points on the internet. Like, they have to know that side of it too.
I frankly don't think they give a shit about the internet.
Yeah.
Triple H does, not Vince.
I think Triple H does, but I don't think we're the end-all be-all for him, obviously. Like, yeah, it's very important. I mean, we're a good 20%, but we are just 20%.
Triple H is game on Twitter.
Triple H
is one of the best Twitters out there. It's hilarious.
It is funny.
Iron Sheik has the best.
You know who surprisingly has a really funny Twitter is Big E Langston.
Well,
Big E Langston's funny.
On Sunday, Triple H posted on his Twitter account, because if you got, you know how the old saying goes, if you want to be the man, ... at Fight Owens Fight. which kind of led to Monday night's appearance of Kevin Owens on Raw.
And I know we were just talking about the world title, but, I mean, obviously that was the greatest part of Raw, so do you guys want to go ahead and talk about that? I mean, we touched on it a little bit during the Cena-Rusev match, but Owens coming out. Essentially, when Cena's like, let me give you some veteran advice, and he was like, fuck you, I've been doing this longer than you, asshole.
Can I just point out in the past 3 weeks that Cena has taken the pop-up powerbomb, the Blue Thunder Bomb, the what the fuck
Red Arrow.
The Red Arrow, the whatever you call Sami Zayn's finishing maneuver there. Just he's been the
Blue Thunder
finisher
Bomb.
punching bag for NXT.
Yes.
And let's not forget that Kevin Owens versus John Cena is essentially one of the major selling points of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which is exclusively on the WWE Network.
For $9.99.
You cannot buy it on pay-per-view.
$9.99 if you're.
Correct. We know your Canadian money is different.
$9.99. So what is that, like $1 in Canadian?
You just put down your own dollar. If you
I did. That was the point of that. Our economy's horrible.
It is pretty bad.
Your dollar is worth our our dollar is worth your 85 cents or something like that.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah.
Well, last time it's been a while, but the last time I looked it up, it's been a couple of years, but the last time I looked it up, the Canadian dollar was stronger than the U.S. dollar, but I think we were still in our recession.
Yeah, for that 1 week, everybody talked about it for a week, and then it went away. No, it's $11.99 in Canada, but it's also a real TV channel in Canada.
Is the WWE Network a TV channel?
Well, okay, you know how you guys have your thing where you go on whatever console you're on, and you either go into the library or you go into the live feed, right?
Yeah.
On my cable box, if I want to go to the live feed, I go to $5.12. If I want to go to the library, which sucks for Canada, it's $3.97.
Oh, I didn't know that. Because there was talk about it being like a like the WWE Network was going to be a channel on a cable package that you got, and then they kind of scrapped that here.
It's just an extra $11 on my cable bill. But the cool thing about it is if I'm watching something live or whatever, I can just freaking TiVo it, and it's better than trying to figure out TV through my PlayStation. The problem is they are so behind in building the Canadian on-demand library, it's fucking disgusting. I don't even bother.
I learned something about the WWE Network tonight.
Well, because Canada was trying to access the American WWE accounts, and for those people that know my channel and remember my former co-host Steffi Sunshine, and she tried to give me her login and whatever, and it's basically I got a pop-up that said, "You're in Canada."
Fuck you, Canadian.
Wait, hold on. You got a Terrence and Phillip episode instead of WWE? That's awesome.
Yeah, we got the Terrence and Phillip network. It's fine.
It's just a video. When you go to type it in, it's just a video of Terrence and Phillips going, "No way, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, friend.
I'm not your friend, pal."
Yeah.
I love you guys, but any Americans trying to do a Canadian accent is just fucking great.
What you talking about?
There we go.
My boss is Canadian. I giggle every time because his Canadian accent doesn't come out until he says about. He doesn't say a boot. He says about and out. But it's only on those words that it comes out.
See, it's bad enough when you guys are doing videos that I'm not a part of and mocking me for being Canadian. I'm right here.
I'm right here. We'll see. Just.
No.
We did it on the last panel video.
The really, really quiet, condescending Kristen voice. We like Canadians.
But we like Canadians. It's not condescending. I love Canada.
I want to move there.
I've watched every single episode of How I Met Your Mother multiple times. I love Robin Scherbatsky.
That's cool. I have not watched a single episode of that shit.
Oh my god, you need to watch it.
Guapo, I feel like that's the equivalent of being like, oh, I love black people. I watch BET all the time.
No, I know it is. I've watched every episode of Degrassi.
It's the Brian thing from Family Guy when he turns off the TV. What? I'm tired. It's 1 a.m. It's not because it's the black show.
I should have phrased it better because How I Met Your Mother is still American. I've watched all of Degrassi.
Yeah, I have.
I haven't either. I just watched.
Well, you can if it makes you feel better, Spaz. You could sit here and make fun of Americans.
How's your cat?
She's fine. I mean, I could give you some ammo. Suave and Guapo are from Louisiana. You could figure out something about that. I'm from Texas, so we're like big gun nuts, and you can make fun of that if you want.
Okay, no, if you're from Texas, that just means you're from the Lexman territory, and that just means I pity you.
Aww.
New Orleans, I hear you get some wet weather there. So guys, make sure you take care of the cat.
Boo! Get off the stage.
Just gonna reach through the camera and strangle me.
Boo! Get off the stage.
Hey, for him, it's actually raining right now. Where I'm at.
Video.
It's actually raining right now?
Yeah, where I'm at. Yeah.
Bob was just shaking.
It's raining in my house.
Anyways,
Anyway,
what were we talking about?
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens coming out to John Cena's Open Challenge
Why, Spaz?
because fuck this video.
That's why.
You guys can't see him. He's the only one with his video on.
Because you failed this city.
Spaz, are you alright? I feel like Spaz is about to have a stroke.
That's personal.
That's because it's what the fuck o'clock in the morning.
It is what the fuck clock in the morning.
No, it's ridiculous o'clock in the morning.
Ridiculous clock. I'm
Alright,
sorry.
ridiculous o'clock in the morning. That means, does anyone have any other comments, questions, concerns?
Chamber.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Elimination Chamber.
You thought you were getting it.
I know, I thought we were
team
going to...
Elimination Chamber match, which is...
Hold on, before we get to the tag team match, I just want to make one thing. Okay, for fucking the Intercontinental Championship match, why is Rusev and why is Ryback and Truth in there? Just why?
Okay, let's go back into your Elimination Chamber. Because
Okay.
Truth and Kofi Kingston have been the token filler guys in every Elimination Chamber match ever.
I mean, I was going to make an argument that they all won their matches at the last pay-per-view, so maybe that kind of sort of earned them a spot, but Rusev didn't. So.
And neither did Ryback.
Neither did Ryback.
Oh yeah, that's right, Ryback didn't either. So I got nothing.
Neither did Barrett.
Your logic is flawed.
My logic is flawed, sorry.
They all won their matches at the pay-per-view, except none of them won their matches at the
I threw that
for
idea out there and it got shot down. What'd you
But
say
here's the
about
thing, though,
Texas?
to use Ryback as the example, would you want it to be Bray Wyatt instead? Because I don't think Bray Wyatt would benefit from the IC title.
No, I don't want it. I wouldn't want it to be Bray Wyatt, but I feel like they have other people that they could use in that spot besides Ryback.
Who is in the IC title chamber match?
Who's in it?
Who's in it?
It's
Sheamus, Ryback, Rusev, Ziggler, and Truth.
Seriously, you don't have like Neville in there?
Well, Neville's hurt. Apparently,
Is he hurt?
So, well,
That
for
didn't
everyone,
take
yeah.
long.
No, they're going to feud him with Dallas.
Neville and Bo Dallas?
Yeah, that's going to be a thing.
I
They're
don't even-
rehashing
Yeah,
their
they
feud from
mentioned
NXT.
before Neville fought Bad News Barrett on Raw last night. Bo Dallas came out and cut a promo on him, and Neville was like, "Yeah, when I started my record-breaking NXT title win, who did I win my belt off of?" So yeah, they're going to revamp the NXT rivalry.
Well, hell, if it makes Bo Dallas relevant, I guess I'm okay with it.
It's not that magical.
It didn't even sound all that.
But there's rumors going around about Bo that after this feud's over, that he's going to be out for a little bit, revamping so he can actually join up with his actual brother in the family. I don't know where those...
Let them bring in their sister then.
Exactly.
Abigail Wyatt.
Is she Sister Abigail?
No.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Before she came up on the main roster, I loved the rumors that Paige was going to be Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
I could believe that though.
They could have done... Okay, granted, I love Paige and I love what she's doing now, don't get me wrong, but they could have done so much with that.
Yes.
On a complete side note, did you guys know that Sonny signed up for a porn
Vivid?
film?
Yeah, I saw that.
Of course you guys saw that before me.
I saw that because someone posted on Cult of Kayfabe.
I'm a member of over 70 wrestling groups on Facebook. How would I have not seen that?
Of course you guys saw that.
Also, we're men.
No, Kristen's looking forward to it. It's fine.
I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
Suave, you know you saw it.
What?
I did.
What?
You know you pre-ordered it.
The China
I'm
porn?
not incriminating myself. I plead the fifth.
The China porn?
China syndrome?
No. We're not bringing that up. No.
I was about to say, because I've seen
No.
bits of the China porn, and it was because somebody posted it in a link on... It was one of those where, like, you're in a big Skype call, and somebody's like, hey, check out this link, it's awesome, and you click it, and you're like, oh my god, why?
Don't you dare, Spaz.
What?
Don't you?
It's why I don't...
think about
It's
it.
why I never click on any links in Skype. Guapo put this link down in Skype a while ago, and I've never clicked on it because I know.
It's Owen Hart from the Nation Domination.
But I don't believe you. But I don't believe you because I don't believe anybody.
Guapo never tells a lie.
That is a lie.
You told a lie just the other day.
When?
Actually, he's not shitting you. It actually is a picture of Owen Hart from when I was
Thank you,
talking.
Spaz.
But I don't believe you either.
Come on. I'm even looking
He's
at...
Canadian. He doesn't lie.
God damn it, Guapo! Every fucking time.
I don't even know what just happened.
Stop making Spaz a one-dimensional character.
No, he's two-dimensional. He's Canadian.
Does your head go up? Never mind. I'm gonna stop there.
Guapo, I don't want you asking me what my head does, ever. Ever. You made it weird, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I have to get up early. I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed too. We're ending on don't ask me what my head does.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that's the
All
end
right,
of the video.
I hope
So,
you guys decide to have me back soon.
Obviously. So this was our first edition of Wrestle Recap Light, or meh.
Okay, I'm going to do it live right here on your show. Proposition for all three of you guys. Are you watching Elimination Chamber live?
yes.
Yes.
Live reactions afterwards on your channel?
Depending if I work in the morning.
Depending.
All you
Probably.
Americans in your depends.
Yep.
I said sure.
Let's do it. Fuck it.
Fine.
Need sleep.
What day is it?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
It's on January. No, it's May 31st.
May 31st. Hang on. Fine. I'll say yes, but I have to look at a calendar.
Nope. No, but by the way, nobody remind Kane that today was May 19th.
May 19th.
It was May 19th, wasn't it?
May 19th. All right, everybody.
This video is so fucked.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. It was a little bit of a clusterfuck. I blame Spaz, but I mean, it's not like we don't do...
links in the description box.
Yes, Spaz, whore your channel out. Go.
YouTube.com/C/SpazPhoenix, Twitter @SpazPhoenix, unfortunately Instagram @SpazPhoenix, Facebook.com/SpazPhoenix. Tell you what, go to Google, plug in my name. You will find me, I promise. I'm hard to miss.
I mean, Suave can't even plug his Twitter because he's just out. He's done.
None.
I don't want to know what Suave is plugging.
Nothing at all.
Suave plugs the ladies.
Anyway.
At least he thought they were ladies.
Aw, and he's not even here to defend himself.
Okay, guys, well, that's it. We're tagging out, and keep the conversations going down there, and I can't do it.
So Spaz, if you could go ahead and comment down below, that'd be awesome.
Keep this conversation going. Keep the conversation going down below. Start a new conversation.
Guapo, seriously?
Hey.
Guapo, do you need me to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Just sign off the worship.
I'm gonna do it. It's my fucking show. I'm gonna do it.
Guys, that's voted. She's been Christian. He's been Guapo. I've been Spaz. We are your YWC reality checks. Start there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Stranger. We'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, the three of us are tagging out.
Night, everyone.
Good night.